Good day, my wonderful people. Welcome back to Vibe TV, where we do bring the real story behind the headline. And what's making the headline? Imagine being over 85 years old, still contesting elections, still holding political power, while millions of young graduates remain unemployed and politically ignored. You heard that right. Now, ask yourself this question. Is African politics slowly becoming a family inheritance and lifetime career instead of public service, instead of serving the people? Because right now, Uganda is divided after veteran strongman General Moses Ali secured another political victory, and the reaction across Africa has been intense. Some people are celebrating him as an experienced statesman, but others are blasting African leaders for refusing to leave power, turning political office into what many are calling a birthright throne. They feel that it's their birthright because basically it's only in Africa you will see that someone will cling to power and choose to rule for many years without giving, and they will do anything to just remain in power. So welcome back, guys. This gist today is explosive, so make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and stay till the end because this conversation is bigger than Uganda alone. It's not just all about Uganda alone, it's more of Africa. So let's talk about facts. Let's go into facts now. General Moses Ali has been in Uganda politics for a system for more than decades, more than 2 decades. This man, just imagine, this man now under a former Uganda ruler, Indian Army, which we all know survived rebellion, military conflict. He went to exile and later became one of the trusted ally of Yoweri Museveni. But here is why many youths are angry, because a lot of young blood, a lot of youths are actually angry. At over 85 years old, many expected him to step aside and allow a younger generation to rise politically. Instead, he contested again, and not just only contesting, he won. And this has reopened one of the biggest controversial discussions in Africa. Why do many African politicians refuse to leave power? Why do they choose to do this as if it's a do or die, or does it like as if their life depends on this political office? Because critics are now saying political office in Nigeria are beginning to look like permanent ownership instead of temporary leadership. Instead of leading the people, they choose to make the position as their business, as their personal throne. And honestly, when you look across the continent, Uganda is not only the example. Look at Biya in Cameroon. The man has ruled for over 4 decades and is among the oldest presidents in the world. Just imagine someone ruling for 4 decades. 4 decades. We are talking about you rule absolutely for 40 years. And you feel that is right. You feel that's the best way to go. Then there is another one in Zimbabwe. The late Robert Mugabe remained in power until he was removed at the age of 97. We all know Mugabe. Just imagine you stayed for power at the age of 97. Just imagine in 1990, 93 years old man. What are you ruling? What are you like? I think by that time, that person, like, mentally, physically, otherwise, the person must have been down. Because how can you tell me that a 93 years old man is still ruling? That's why he's down. So even Equatorial Guinea is not left behind. A lot of African countries are victim to this particular issue. And this is exactly why many young Africans are frustrated. They felt left behind. They believe the other political class they keep recycling themselves. They keep putting themselves in power. Why young people are only remembered during campaigns and election. They choose to use the young ones to do their campaign, to carry out their campaign plan, but do leave them behind when it comes to political appointments. So some critics are now even saying that African politics now operate like monarchy. They operate like monarchy and disguise themselves as if it's democracy. That there's nothing like democracy when it comes to Africa, because African people choose to stay in power as if it's something they inherited from birth. But because Think about this. How can countries with some of the youngest population in the world still be controlled by leaders from the independent area? Because most of these leaders we are talking about are all the way from when the country gained independence. See, they are still fighting for power. They are still pushing to be in power. This is why Moses Ali victory is trending beyond Uganda. This is why his victory is not just to Uganda only. It has a lot to tell about Africa because it's more of like history repeating itself. Too many people, it symbolizes a deeper African political culture where leaders never truly retire. So once it comes to Africa, many people believe that leaders never retire. Or if they choose to retire, the next thing you will hear that they'll feel like putting someone from their families, putting someone to their lineage into power. So that's what African polity is more about. So what do you guys think? Now we are halfway into this, just let me ask you directly this question. Do you think African leaders are overstaying in power, or do you believe experience matters more? Because some say that they have more experience than the youth that are clamoring, that are shouting that they want to be in power. So drop your opinion right now because this topic is extremely controversial. So and your thoughts, your opinion will be highly welcome because I want you to really tell me what you think about these African leaders overstaying in power as if this is their birthright because most of these leaders can go to any length just to remain in power. So before you go, make sure you like this video, subscribe and share it because this conversation is one everyone you should hear. And finally, there should be an age limit when it comes to politics. So what do you guys think? Thanks for watching and see you in my next video.